Hi guys, we're going to look at a sample process essay, and occasionally I will ask you to stop the video to read and answer some questions. And then you can restart the video, check to see what the correct answers are, and I'll explain. So let's get started. Maybe not. Okay, first we'll start with the title. I've given you 5 different titles. Which of these titles are the best for a process essay? Keep in mind that a good title, should tell me 2 things. I should see the topic of the essay, but I should also get some kind of idea what kind of essay is being written. So if we look at these 5 titles, which 2 of these titles are the best for a process essay? Pause now. Okay, let's look. We have, for a process essay, how to cook Chinese dumplings and cooking Chinese dumplings. Remember that when we're describing a process, you're telling me how to do something. You're giving me the instructions, the directions for how to. So a very simple, easy title for a process essay would be how to do something. The first title, which is simply Chinese dumplings, that gives me the topic, certainly, but it doesn't let me know what kind of essay. It doesn't really let me know that you will be telling me or teaching me how to cook these Chinese dumplings. The third title, how to cook Chinese food, is very broad, too broad. Are you going to tell me how to cook every kind of Chinese food? Probably not. So we need to be more specific on what kind of Chinese food. And then the last topic, the last title, doesn't help me out at all. It certainly doesn't look like a process essay because I'm not doing anything, right? You need some kind of verb, right? Making, cooking, fixing, learning, because you're telling me how to do that thing. Okay. Now we move into the introduction. There are 3 elements of the introduction. A general statement about the topic. B, we have our background information, and C, the thesis statement, the most important. Okay, so look at these and match A, B, and C. Pause video now. Okay, let's look at what you got. The first one, if you follow these 7 steps, you can cook your own dumplings. Okay, that would be the thesis statement. It tells me that we have 7 steps. So it lets me know this is a process essay. And it tells me what process I'll be describing. Cook dumplings. Okay. A, it's a general statement. It's actually a question. Okay, it's in the form of a question, but it tells me that the most famous, important traditional Chinese foods. Okay, it's giving me some general information on Chinese food, the importance of tradition. And then B, we have the background where we introduce the food we're talking about, dumplings. You tell me a little bit of general background information about the importance of dumplings in Chinese culture. Okay. Next, we go into the body paragraph, and the body paragraph of a process essay will give me a list of steps in the process. So this process essay has 7 steps. We're going to use the transitions up here. So put the sentences in the correct order using these transitions. First, second, third. The 4th step we'll start with after that. Then fifth step, next, the sixth step, and finally, the final seventh step. Read through and add these transitions, put these steps in order 1 through 7. Pause the video now. Okay, we're back. Let's see what you got. First, you need to buy the ingredients. Of course, we need to have all our ingredients before we cook something. Meat, pork, shrimp. Okay, so we have this meat, pork, and shrimp. So second step, what do I do with the pork and shrimp? I chop it up with a knife. Okay. Third, again, what do I do with this pork and shrimp? I mix the pork and shrimp and all the other ingredients in a bowl. Make the filling. That's the third. Okay. So now I have filling. What am I going to do with that filling? Okay, I'm going to wrap the filling with dough. So after that, you need to wrap the filling with dough. Okay. Then, my next step, put water in a pot, bring the water to a boil. What do I do with the boiling water? Okay, next, place the dumplings into the pot. Okay, and stir gently. Last step, of course, I've finished cooking. I can eat the dumplings and enjoy them. Did you get these all in this order? I hope so. If not, go back, reread these sentences and see why they are in this order. Now, we don't just want a list of 7 steps and only the steps. You need to give me some supporting details. So here we see the first 3 steps, and they're on the left, and then on the right, we have an extra supporting detail. So we look at this sentence. Which step would you place this detail? Would this go in the first step, second step, or third step? What do you think? Pause the video now to decide. Okay. So we are talking about buying ingredients, eggs and vegetables. So this would follow the first step. First step is buying lots of ingredients. The most important ingredients you can see are listed first, pork and shrimp. But additionally, in addition, you should also buy some of these other ingredients. Okay, now we see step 4, 5, and 6, and we have a supporting detail. Where does this supporting detail go? Step 4, 5, or 6? Pause the video now and decide. Okay, you're back? Good. We're talking about 10 cups of water. This would go in step 5. We put the water in the pot. Tell me how much water. We need 10 cups. So sometimes your detail is just telling me the quantity. How much do I need? And then the last one, we have another supporting detail with a helpful hint, a little warning. Be careful not to use too much filling for each wrapper because it may spill out. Okay, does this go in step 4, 5, or 6? We're warning the reader to be careful. Don't use too much filling in the wrapper. So that would go in step 4 when we're talking about wrapping the filling with dough. So one of your supporting details, you can always give me a little warning or some helpful advice on how to do that step. And then last, we have the conclusion. So 3 elements of the conclusion. You want to restate the thesis, that's A. B, referring back to the introduction. C, you make a final comment. It's usually a prediction, recommendation, or some kind of opinion. So go ahead, pause the video here, and you want to match A, B, and C to the sentences below. Pause. Okay, let's see how you did. Okay, So restatement of the thesis, A, when following these 7 steps, you can make delicious dumplings. So again, we mentioned that the steps, the process, 7 steps, and what are you doing? You're making delicious dumplings. Okay. Then we kind of refer back to the introduction. In the introduction, we talked about how important dumplings were for Chinese tradition. So we can see here that we mentioned Chinese tradition again in the conclusion. And then our final comment is a prediction about the future. Next time you try to make dumplings, okay, your friends will love them. It's kind of a little bit of an opinion and a prediction about the future. And that's our conclusion. The only thing that we need next is a concluding transition. So here's the restatement of our thesis. This would be the first sentence in our conclusion. What kind of concluding transition can we place in this sentence? What do you think? 1, you can say something like, in short. In short just means that in a very few sentences, and we'll summarize the main idea of the whole essay. The conclusion should be your shortest paragraph. The body paragraph will be your longest paragraph. It has the most detail. The conclusion is your shortest paragraph. So in short, or we can say in brief, in sum, to sum up, to conclude, and there are several other of these standard phrases that we can use. And that is the conclusion, and that concludes this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, thank you for watching.